Crisis, correction, crash. How about a fourth C, clarity? Nationally, you're already seeing in the headlines that housing markets are softening. But you're here watching my video to know about Chicago, what's happening locally. So let's provide that fourth C clarity and discuss how Chicago is impacted by this housing correction. This is The Chicago Life, a YouTube channel devoted to two topics, discussing the Chicago neighborhoods and what we're talking about today, real estate. And so yes, we are going through a housing softening, right? It's really interesting. Freddie Mac every week does this PMMS. It's a survey. They survey a lot of the mortgage lenders to see what the rates are, the average rates. And as you can see in here, as of this August 11th, I know this is just a quick snapshot, but it's 5.22, went above 5. And there's a really interesting thing that I highlighted there, that basically this kind of crazy demand that there was there from the pandemic, we're moving towards, it's the key word, balanced market. People are just throwing so many clickbaity items, crisis, correction, crash. We are moving towards that balanced market, and that means there is going to be a correction. When you have increased interest rates, that's going to take a lot of buyers out of the market, and that's going to reduce demand. However, on the supply side, we've had up until this now recently, I'm going to share some stats here, we haven't had the supply, but in a lot of the national markets, that's really increasing. So the better word is balanced versus a correction. And so, kind of going back to kind of the macro, some of those really, really scorching hot markets like Austin area, Las Vegas, Phoenix, they are way over double, and sometimes like 150, 156% increase of active listings. That is the homes for sale, where just 3, 4, 5 months ago, those things were going like hotcakes. That active inventory is staying longer on the market. So then what naturally happens, right? You're removing the demand, right? There is some supply there. Naturally, then price reductions are going to happen because sellers are like, okay, they're listening to their agents, hopefully listening to their agents, and they're going to have to reduce if they want to sell it. So pricing is really, really critical now. And so you're going to see as a percentage in those type of markets, I'm going to have some stats now going on the screen, they have a higher percentage. Now versus Chicago, which is very interesting, both the active listings and the new listings, both are, you can see the percentages, about 18% reduction there. You have a very, very small change in the median price. The numbers are basically almost balanced. Again, using that word balanced. So there's always been a lag with Chicago. We haven't had really, really extreme highs or really extreme lows. So in a way, it's good. We were able to kind of take that extremes that other markets are having. We're not going to have it here in Chicago. So are we going to have eventually some price reductions? Of course, right? But we're also now here in the summertime, which I thought was very, very interesting in this Realtor.com article, that the new listings weren't as higher. I anticipate them being higher than what they're. It is a little bit of a puzzle. And people always ask me, okay, well, why isn't there the extremes, or like, do you see the percentages in the other national markets? You got to understand, folks, with Chicago, it's the city of neighborhoods. It's why part of my videos that I like to do is the Chicago neighborhoods, the wonderful neighborhoods. And there's different personalities and housing diversities, housing stock, ages of homes. This is just causing this kind of wide extremes. I mean, you saw the median price here in this realtor, $359, which, I mean, I know there's homes that are $1 million, and I've also seen homes that are $200,000, right? Hence the median in there. So because of that diversity of stock, that's kind of shield us from those really big extremes versus those national markets, the Vegases, the Austins. A lot of what's driving that was that new construction. And now with us going into the recession, we're probably already in a recession. If actually you go up right over here, you can watch the video I did about the recession. And so there's going to be that major pullback in those really hot areas. And if people also ask me, as I've said in that video, does that recession equal a housing crisis or housing home pricing pullback? If you see here at this graphic, as I've mentioned before, 4 of recessionary periods, we've had pricing going up. If you are a real estate consumer, what does this mean? We're going through this housing correction. It's not really impacting Chicago either way in the extreme. It's almost kind of a neutral state now. Buyers, now is your time. If you've been on the sidelines, get into this market. Particularly month over month, we are going to see, while we're not necessarily as a percentage from, again, from the graphic, I'm going to have it up here again, that percentage share isn't very high now in the Chicago metro area. It's going to increase month over month as we get later into summer. So you should really get in there, reach out to me. My contact information is below. Let's look at some properties. You're going to be able to get some quote unquote good deals. And sellers, it's all about pricing. You must price to sell. So reach out to me. I can share the comps, share the market conditions. Again, there's so much diversity in the stock. One area may be higher than the other. It just depends on where you live. So I hope you found some value in this, folks. I'm Anant Deoras, AD, eXp Realtor. And this has been, hey, the housing correction. How does it affect Chicago? Any questions at all, DM me. And I can't wait to show you my next video. Take care.